Welcome to Translogic. I'm Jonathon Buckley. In recent years, automobiles have been built from some pretty advanced materials, from lightweight aluminum to carbon fibre to 3D printed parts. But one man has gone back to nature and spawned an EV from the most unlikely place, the forest. Behold, the Ceder Rocket. All right, I'm here with a man that they've been calling Rocket Man for the last little while. His name's Bryan Reid Sr. He's the owner of Pioneer Log Homes of BC, and you also have your own series. It's called Timber Kings.
Probably the most popular show in Canada, yeah.
So you've been building with logs and building these incredible homes for over 40 years. What made you decide to take that expertise and then put it into building a car?
We were going to spend 50 or 60 hours and put a couple axles under a log and laugh about it.
Yeah.
It ended up thousands of hours. Even the finish is probably 300 hours just in the finish.
What is it about cedar that you like? Because your house here is made out of cedar. Obviously, the Ceder Rocket made from cedar. What properties does that wood have that's so favourable?
It doesn't rot. Insects don't go in it. It checks very little, so it doesn't have big splits, and so it doesn't deteriorate.
Yeah.
So we built a car that's timeless.
It's showcasing the beautiful woodwork that you can do, but it was built for a purpose.
The purpose of the car is really, in the end, to benefit soldiers and Medal of Honor Foundation.
Right.
We're going to run it through the Barrett-Jackson car auction and try and get the maximum for it. And it's 100% donation.
100%. So everything that you get from the Ceder Rocket's going to go to those charitable
Yes, sir. Yeah, we don't want anything for what we've done or where we've taken it to. So more or less, this is for awareness, to show that there is soldiers coming back with problems and, you know, whether it's physical problems or mental problems, and we want to help them out. So that's what the idea is.
You've gone with a newer type of powertrain. You've gone with an electric powertrain. Why did you go with that?
It was right at the end of the production of the car, to the frame, to the axles, to the brakes, to the tires, that we decided, you know what, we're going to go with the future. We're going to worry about our kids' future. We're going to worry about our grandkids' future. And we're going to do the first log car in the world electric.
Green technology to save the trees, but you've got to chop down the trees to make the car.
But the tree will grow back.
Yes, exactly.
So the tree is a crop.
You've attached 2 turbines to the Ceder Rocket. So it has thrust. Those turbines have thrust.
They do a 180 mile an hour wind, so you can imagine 180 mile, that's a Category 1 hurricane. It's hard for those turbines to start the motion of the car from a dead stop, to overcome the resistance. But once you get the car in motion with the electric motor, the turbines kick in.
And give you that just a little extra push.
Yeah.
All right, here we go, the Ceder Rocket. Now, I have to be very, very careful with this because it is a show car and a very, very valuable show car that's going to be auctioned off. Now, a couple of things I have to do. Pull the red button, powers everything on. 2 switches, left turbine, turbine number 2. Turn on the electric motor. Pop it in F for forward, and we should have movement. And we're off in the Ceder Rocket. Now, you might be wondering why I'm testing a rocket on a gravel road on a private property. Well, it's clearly not street legal. Because it is a show car, you know, you have to be careful with little things. You probably see that I'm steering it with the metal part of the steering wheel. The steering wheel's made of wood. It's not quite finished yet. When you take off, there's no mistaking that it's built out of wood. You can hear every little creak and groan, and it actually makes you kind of a little bit nervous because I don't want to break this thing. Because, as we mentioned, it is going to be auctioned off for soldiers, and there's already been some pretty hefty bids all the way up into well beyond 6 figures. Maybe even 7 figures. So I don't want to damage it, whatever I do. Did you plan on getting a world record when you built the Ceder Rocket, or was that just something that came as a byproduct?
You need a goal in life, no matter what you do. Our goal was to build the fastest motorized log in the world.
Yeah.
And record it. So we had Guinness's World Record people come to Wild Horse Pass, and they had a criteria for the car. I mean, the car had to do 2 runs of at least 50 kilometers an hour within a 1-hour period, you know, so it wasn't just some whim, just take it out and get 5 miles an hour out of it, or 5 kilometers and, you know, Bob's your uncle. No such thing.
And you achieved it, though. So on the track, you hit, is it 55 kilometers per hour?
Yeah, the goal was 50, and we achieved about 80. So we surpassed their criteria almost twice over. In a long strip, say 10,000 feet, we believe it would do about 120 to 150 miles an hour. And I think 150 would be achievable, but I'm not going to drive at 150. No.
I just love the look of this thing. All of this beautiful cedar wood that Bryan and his team have used to build this car. It's just remarkable the amount of work that must have gone in, and the man hours, of course. And there's just no mistaking that you're driving a wooden car when you hop in. This smells better than any new car smell that I've ever experienced before. It's just that beautiful cedar wood, which I love. So horsepower-wise, not huge, not tons of torque. Handling-wise, well, it's stiff and it's solid, and it kind of feels like driving a log with wheels, funnily enough. As you can imagine, with a car as long and as heavy as this, doesn't have any power steering. Turning circles, not great. A little long and requires a little bit of muscle. What's the overall response been so far?
The comments are like, now I've seen everything. You know,
Yep.
it's genius, it's gorgeous, it's wonderful. The shape is just out of this world. Well, we didn't create the shape.
Yeah.
Mother Nature did.
So there's an old saying that goes, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do something. Well, Bryan and his team did, and they did it awesome, and they did it for a great cause, and we give them major props. For Translogic, I'm Jonathon Buckley. We'll catch you next time.